Well, good morning, my winter scrappy campers. I am just getting myself situated here. If you're on, go ahead and say hello. I do know it's a Monday morning, so some of you are probably at work or busy. But this is, I think Mondays might be the time I'll jump on live. I'm still kind of toying with, when to do it. Just double checking. Make sure. Wow, I'm really zoomed out. It looks fine, I guess. But I'm just hoping you guys don't see the top of my head too much. I think we're okay. We'll see. But yeah, Monday mornings, I think I'm going to try to do a live on one of our challenges. I'm not going to do all three because I want to work ahead too. But hopefully this works out okay. You guys can go back and watch it if you need to. I'll probably do a private link on YouTube as well because I know some people have a better time with YouTube. And that'll just be a link for you guys, and then probably down the road I'll share it more wider for other people too after Scrappy Camp is done. So these are our first two, we're in Squareburg, like I said. If you are watching this later and you're like, what the heck are you talking about? Squareburg is the location of our winter Scrappy tour. So I'm doing a winter Scrappy Camp and we are visiting different locations, and I'll just show you guys this little passport here. Hopefully you guys that are in my challenge all got one of these. Really fun little passport book I made, and hopefully you fill out your goals. And we're in Squareburg. That's our first one, so it's based on squares, and hopefully you're coloring in your little things every time you complete a challenge. And then when we do our customs celebration, I will have you guys stick your thing on it. You can stick it on there now if you want, your little passport stamp. But I will also do a little thing announcing that, oh, hey, congrats, you won. So we will do that as well on Monday nights. So hopefully you got this. And then next week we'll be going to, Edgeland. So we're going to be working on some edges. It'll be fun. I love how cheesy and fun this is becoming for me. So hopefully you got this and you're working with it. Don't forget to tally your pages completed and your tape runners used as well. So I'm glad you guys are part of my challenge this winter, and hopefully it'll help pass winter by easier for you guys. So I just wanted to come up with something because I know winter is easier for a lot of people. That will hopefully help you pass winter by and get some pages scraps. So like I said, this is our first challenge and this was our third. And I had not done the second one yet because I wanted to do that live with you guys. So hopefully you're plugging away at these or you plan on it so you can get in on those challenge drawings. But what's great about our little challenge here, this whole Scrappy Camp, is that you can complete our challenges. Oh, we've got to get a preview for next week. There we go. Didn't see that stuck back there. So hopefully the nice part about our challenge is even if you don't get it done within a week to get into challenge drawings, if you get it done anytime during the camp, so until March 16 at 5 p.m. and you get it submitted and posted, you can still get entries into our grand prize. So you can choose how intense you want to work on these, or if you have a week where you're just like, well, I'm gone, or it was just super busy. I know some of you are going off on trips at some point this winter. That's totally fine. Just, do them later. That's okay. Don't worry about it. You'll still get credit for them, so don't worry. And even so, you're going to get pages done, right? So, like I said, we're working on our second stop, our tour of Squareburg, and we are going to work on this little sketch here. Now, I could not find a good sketch that had measurements on it for this one, so I just copied and pasted these instructions right from the CM blog. That way you guys can print them. You could also print it right from the blog, but it also included all the pictures and like, hey, shop all the Revved Up collection, which I love, by the way, for Star Wars and Disney. I know it doesn't seem like a Star Wars collection, but it's working out great for me. So that way it's all in one sheet and all the instructions are there. I did not write these, CM did. I just copied them on a sheet so you could print it. And I think I'm going to go back and do this with all the challenges. There are some challenges we have coming up that are not in the CM blog. I just randomly found them in random places and I could not tell you where right now. And so those might not have instructions as much. Like I could try to come up with some, I guess. So just know I'm going to probably start putting those out there in the file section of this group. So you can look forward to that coming. And then also, I wanted to point out our deal of the week that just posted this morning, and the deal of the weeks are just for you guys. Everybody in my Scrappy Winter Camp challenge, this is only for you. So like if you're not in this challenge and you didn't pay for it, you don't get this deal, but 10% off all pages and protectors this week until 5 p.m. on Sunday. You can contact me to claim that. I'll have to order for you to give you your discount, and then I can either have it sent right to you or I'll deliver it to you if you're local. So CM, this is perfect timing because CM's doing their album promo right now too, but they never really put pages on sale because pages are very hard to discount. They have to, you know, pay quite a bit to get those really high quality pages. So it's hard for them to discount those. So I tend to use CM credits when I get them, or I will offer my customers or you guys the 10% off deal. So if you want to get pages and protectors, now's the time because this deal does not come up often. So let me know if you guys want in on that. And remember, you get entries into our grand prize drawing for all purchases you make. So you'll get credit toward, you know, entries for that. So, oh, hi Yvette, I'm so glad you're on. That's so cool. Welcome. So we are going to work on our second challenge of the week. I'm finally catching up on comments, sorry. Like I said, if you're on, go ahead and say hello. And here are my little instructions. Now, I looked through this. I have not made this page yet, so live is going to be very candid here now, which is super fun. It's what makes a live fun, right? So I have the Adorable Adventure Park collection here, which is perfect for Disney, and I love it. I love the colors. I love the cute little stickers. I've already used some, as you can see. The whole monorail sticker was that was a big selling point for me. I was like, there's a monorail sticker, I have to get it. There's like a little Main Street sticker, so it's perfect for Disney World. And I had to get this collection because I'm scrapping our huge Disney trip from this last year. So, and we're hopefully planning another one because once you drink the Disney water, it's hard to stop. So if you've been, you probably know. And then these embellishments are so cute, and they have like this glossy feel to them, which I'll show you guys more later, but there's just like this little gloss on there that you can feel the texture on. So I love CM embellishments because you never know like what texture they're going to come up with, and like I love the frothed ones from the Polar Lights collection. That one was cool too. So they have lots of fun ideas and things that they come up with. So I'm going to set those aside for now. This is the whole paper pack. I've already picked out which ones I'm using, but what I love too is on CM papers, they show you, I'm watching my screen over here on my computer, make sure I'm still within the frame. They show you the coordinating cardstocks that go with collections. So I love that too. So I knew like, oh, I'll use a canary piece of cardstock for this because I want a little more yellow to help it be brighter, you know? So I did debate black too because I didn't want too much color, but we'll see. I might switch it out. So I love that feature on here. So this is a really cute paper pack as well. And it is still available. It's the most recent, Adventure Parks is the most recent theme park collection, at least I believe it's still available. I should put a disclaimer now. I didn't actually check, but I think it should be still available. So here are my pictures. We went to the parade. These are the last of my parade pictures. I took so many because it's the first time I'd ever seen the parade, and I was so shocked how awesome it was. So we're going to use these. And the great part about our Squareberg pages are you can use a ton of pictures on them. And I love that about the square layouts that we have been doing this week. Just because I have, especially from Disney, I have a ton of these little pictures. Like I had so many from the parade and so many from the safari and just so many things like, oh, look, here's a giraffe, here's a zebra, here's a, you know, so I could put these on here. I mean, and then in that first challenge, you guys saw that grid layout. Let's pull this out here so you guys can see it again. And Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad. My daughter's in love with this ride. So of course we got like every little thing. She thinks Donald is so funny. And I was like, man, there's going to be like 3 pages dedicated to this ride. I'm like, oh my goodness. And with this layout, I was able to just put them all in one, which was awesome. And the pictures they worked out great where I could, you know, crop them down. I love my daughter's face in these pictures. I think they're so fun. And I had to put her excitement in there because, you know, we're pre-teenage and I'm like, things are starting to not be so cool, right? So it's fun when I get to see her be a kid. And this one I didn't use as many pictures, but you very well could have. So So what I love about these layouts is that I can put a lot of pictures on them. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here just so I don't have to keep you guys too long. I'm gonna set my pictures aside. And if you watch my lives in my VIP group, which if you're not in my VIP group, definitely jump on that because we do lives every weekend for our challenges as well. I usually give you guys a promise and then I'll sign off and then I'll finish embellishing. That way you guys don't have to watch that whole painful process of me being indecisive. So, corner instructions, we're going to pick a solid cardstock as our base. You could also pick a designer paper, a tonal paper, whatever works for you. These instructions are just based on this example Sam gives you. So I look at it, I'm like, oh, the checker border. Oh, that's this. Okay, I know now what they're talking about. That way I know, you know, what paper they're talking about, and then I'm just gonna, you know, apply my paper to that. So that way I know, like, oh, and not the black solid, I'm using the canary solid, right? So you can just kind of, you know, you can even write on your instructions and say, no, I'm using this paper if it's confusing for you. So we're gonna use this as our base. And it says we're going to put a border along the top. And I'm going to be totally honest, I didn't think this through 100%. So for my border along the top, I might use this little film strip because I love it. And I know it's a parade, but these are all based on movies, right? So I'm going to use this little film strip as my border. So I could cut one. For this one, they used a sticker as well. And if you are cutting one, I would just err on the bigger side, because you can cover it with your squares in your photos, right? The annoying part about this is you're going to have to punch out all these little squares if you have this. Whoops, sticking to me. It helps if you pull it faster. Oh, maybe not. Some of them, it helps if you pull it faster when you're pulling it up, but not this one. The circle one I did the other day worked great for that, but not this one. So I'm just going to use my little film strip here. And I'm going to adhere it right along the top here. And that's the scary part, right? Like, I'm really bad at making things even and leveling it, but I will do my best. It's okay. Might have a little sliver of yellow still showing at the top, but I don't mind. Oh, that might actually didn't do too bad. All right. So yeah, if you're going to cut this, the sticker is about a 1/2 inch wide. And most of their borders are about the same. So I'd say cut it, you know, 3/4 inch. Your strip if you're using a designer paper, and then like I said, you can layer on top with your squares. That way if it's a little bigger, it's not a big deal, so you can just put them on top. Okay, so our next step is we're going to cut 4 photos to measure 3 by 3, and we're going to cut 3 by 3 piece of different papers, right? So here it says, you know, the geometric, mud tire tracks, and distressed tire tread paper. So that's pretty much these, right? So we just know all these squares are 3 by 3. So I'm going to go ahead and take my photos, and this is the hard part for me. I hate cropping photos, so this whole Squareburg tour has been a little challenging for me, but it has also taught me some really valuable things, right? So I've learned, okay, it's okay if I crop photos because it helps you hone in on what you actually want to see, right? So it helps focus the eye. So I've learned some things here. So I'm going to take my Dumbo photo. Before you do this, you're going to want to pick, okay, I want this photo obviously to be my bigger photo amount. I'm not going to crop this. So we're going to set that one aside. That way I don't accidentally cut it down, because I've done that before. All right. So what I usually do when I have to crop a photo down, I go as far as I need to want to crop on one side without, you know, going too small. So like this would be 3 inches here. I'd cut part of Dumbo's nose off, right? So I'm going to go I'm going to try for like right up to his nose. All right, I didn't even look at the measurement. I was looking at the photo, just making sure I stayed above 3 still. And then down here, I already went as close as I want to with his hat. So I know I'm going to have to cut off that much of the bottom, right? And I know some of you are going, oh no, not the cool water, but it's okay. Like, it's my photo, it's all right. I've chosen to cut the water off. And it's still there, you can still see it. So, and honestly, it's okay. You know, I'm okay cropping the photos down to small. See, that's not so bad. Now I'm honed in on Dumbo, right? There's not all the stuff around him. I can still see the bubbles because I thought the bubbles were super cute. Those are still on there. So yeah, you might have to pick and choose a little bit with your photos. Now this one, obviously I took quick because I was like, oh, shoot that camera up there. So Donald's kind of, his little float's cut off. So it's okay if I crop this one down. So again, I'm going to decide how far I want to go. And if you're using your photo trimmer, I keep saying hold the the guard part down when you cut, not the photo itself, because the photo tends to slide if you do that. At least that's when I found I have the most issues, is if I don't hold the guard and I just hold the photo. So you can do a combination of both. Sometimes I'll put a finger on both and cut. I'm trying to decide if I want to cut there. Yeah, that's fine because the crown's already cut off anyway. There we go. Clean up here a little bit. All right, we got Prince Naveen and Tiana, which is a favorite in our house. Not by my preteen. In case you ask her, don't mention it. You didn't hear it from me. So again, we're gonna just kind of judge where we want to cut. I might want to cut more from the bottom here. Not going too far. I'm sorry, my nose is super running because I'm upstairs in my craft room and it's cold up here. So I turned on the heater like an hour ago up here when I got up here, but I should have turned it on sooner. So of course my nose is super like running and I feel stuffy right now. So just know I'm freezing. It's not because I'm sick. All right, and then Tinkerbell, we love her. It's the beauty of the parade floats is you can cut down these quite a bit because it's so hard to see her in this picture because there's so much going on. So while it was like a beautiful float, I was like, man, she's kind of hiding. But yeah, the Disney floats are so fun, and this parade like blew me away. Like my husband, he doesn't like parades, and I was like, we should watch the parade. We're here, we were happened to be getting lunch at Sleepy Hollow, and I'm like, the parade's coming through soon. We should go watch it. And he's like, well, we could just go on rides, and I was like, yeah, but it'd be nice to see it. And he's like, all right, and then we got done. And he's like, oh my goodness, that was the best thing ever. So, hi Angie, I just checked my comments again. I'm glad you're here. All right, so we're really excited we saw the parade, and like I said, I took so many pictures, too many really. I had to weed these out even. All right, and so you're just gonna I like to lay my stuff out as I go, just to kind of get a view of it. I might switch those up, but we'll see. And then I'm gonna pick out my papers. So on here, they kind of have a similar color scheme going on, framing it around. And you can use mats for this too. So it looks like they might have used a mat to, yeah, they did. Because the next one's cut a piece of black frame journaling mat for your other one. So you can use mats too to cut down. And I do have, a bunch of the Adventure Parks mats here. I haven't fully decided what I'm doing here. I like to wing it in my lives apparently. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this title for right here. Hopefully I can get 4 out of 4x4 out of that. I didn't even look. We'll wing it. It'll be okay. I'll mat it. Or I could use this one. Ooh, that one's not bad too. That's 4 inches. The thing is I'm using yellow as my background, but if I mat it, it might be okay. So one of those might be my title for this. I love this. I'm just here for the snacks, that's the truth for my husband in Disney World. I love the snacks too, let's be honest. But he's like, can we get food? What can we eat? So even the map pack for this collection I loved, just because the titles are so fun. I love the journal prompts and all that, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of my previous parade. I've already made a couple parade pages. I'm trying to think if I journaled that on. That's the hard part when I do a page and wait forever to do another page. I can't always remember what I did. So as you can see here, they did crop a mat, and it's just like the corner. So it's very strategic. And I journaled on it. So I'm curious, maybe I will journal on it. I can add like, oh, look at these characters or something. So I'm just kind of looking through, seeing what I could use here. I kind of want to crop it strategically like they did. I don't mind that blue, actually. Could go black. I always checked on the back to make sure it's a title. There's not a title on the back I like. I love this. So I don't really want to cut into that. It's so funny because I'll like make plans for mats that I don't have plans for. And so I'm going to save that for something real good. The red's good too. Maybe I'll cut my papers first. Then I'll know what I need. So, alright, so I'm going to cut 4 squares. I have some scraps here. This one's a whole sheet because I still have all full sheets of this. I'm going to go ahead and cut 3x3 out of these. So I'm going to need my bigger trimmer for this part, which is totally fine. I love all my trimmers. My CM trimmers are great. If you haven't heard, the trimmer bag is back. So if you want that, I would jump on it. I love my trimmer bag because I literally can stack my trimmers inside of it. Oops, I went the wrong way. Like this. And it'll hold my, thing in place. So, and it just slides right in. I can actually fit my border maker stuff in there too. So I love my trimmer bag. It's really awesome. Not to sell you on a trimmer bag, but I will say I do like mine because people ask like, oh, I don't know if I need it. Well, I didn't think I needed it either. And then I got it and now I can't live without it. So I love that I don't have to take up space in my rolly bag with my, oh, I don't need this, with my trimmer, because I can just slide it in my trimmer bag and then hang it on my rolly cart. But we can talk about that more later. All right, so I'm gonna cut a 3x3 out of this because I want a yellow. I want to mix up my colors a little bit just to make that color pop, because the parade was so colorful. And that's what I loved about this layout for it, because I'm like, oh, I could just use a bunch of colors and it's perfect. And I'm gonna go down here and cut my square out of there. So there's one square. I think I'm just gonna do one yellow. I could also use this side. That's cute too. My goodness. I was only looking at the one side. Let's see. We'll see. We might come back to that. And then I had this one. I had done another project out of this one, and so I had it all cut. I tend to stick my photos on the paper and mat, so that's why they look like this a lot. So we're gonna do a 3x3 out of this. I think that's 3 wide already. It might be a little more. Cut that. And yes, okay. So I'm going to cut a smidge off there. Perfect. And this one's super cute. I could also use that more vague blue and journal on that too. I really like the star side too, so I really want to get a square of that, even though I have to cut into a whole sheet of paper, which sometimes I'm like, but it's okay. I'm using it, right? So it's no problem. Holding up to 3 down here. And here's my other one. Now for my 4th square, I'm trying to debate, do I just want to repeat? I'm also going to embellish on top of them, so this is where I'll lay out and see what I have. Go from there. I don't know if this is where my photos will be 100%. But like I said, if you cut your strip a little wider, you can always cover it with these squares. So they didn't really specify in the instructions how wide this strip needs to be, and I couldn't find a sketch for it, so I'm kind of guessing a little bit here. But that's okay. Actually, I might put my star over here. I could journal in the yellow too. The yellow's super easy to work with as well. But if I want to do a matte, I'm curious about that. It's a lot of blue next to each other. I tend to overthink where I put things. I could always swap some things around. It's not a big deal. Be blue in the same row. Checking comments real quick. Looks like we're still good. There's also this blue. I like this squiggly look. I think it's fun. And actually do more like this, right? I just don't know if there's too much blue in the room. I could be overthinking this, but I'm going to keep these held out just in case. You guys are going to get another 2 or 3 of these, sorry. Let's see. I don't really want any more yellow. Red's not terrible either. Let's see. I might just go with a blue because I don't mind blue. The black might be okay. I might add another little, I'll go black. Because it also brings that film strip kind of look into it too. I could also cut another square out of this, but I didn't know if I liked how loud that was here. So I think I'm just going to go with this guy. So we'll cut a 3x3 out of this. You could use your photo trimmer for this one, or I'm probably just going to stick to my big trimmer since I have it out. It's just pure laziness. All right, so I'm probably just going to cut it in half, because not in half, but I'm just going to cut it that way. And then again at 3, and this will kind of be a journal box, or I could stick an embellishment if I find I don't need a journal, so it's okay. But I do like that squiggle look. All right, we're coming together. Look at that. All right, so now I'm probably going to stick these down so I know they're done, and I'm not worried about shifting them around. I think my photos are fine the way they are. I don't know, maybe I'll move Donald. I like Donald up there. He kind of goes with the red. All right, so we're gonna get our tape runner. Kind of butt it up against that as much as I can. And like I said, it can overlap if you cut your strip wider than the 1/2 inch. I'm just guessing you're gonna want it 1/2 inch because that's how wide the sticker was, and you can always make up for it at the bottom there. So no worries. Being very scientific today. Okay. Oops. Almost rolled right over my finger. All right. Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of a ledge on there, but not enough to. So what I tell people is CM cardstock tends to have a little bit of a strip left over, and it's not because, you know, your paper, you cut anything wrong. It's because in the paper mills, they do a necessary allowance. It's like up to an 1/8 inch wide extra cardstock on either side, just because they want to err on the bigger side, and that's how they cut the paper. I went to a little virtual conference this summer, and Allison, our Creative Memory CEO, explained that a lot, because they're like, I feel like I'm always cutting my paper wrong because it's always bigger. And she's like, no, it's actually a necessary allowance that they have in the paper mill. So you're not crazy if it seems bigger every time. And then you'll also notice if you have the border maker, there's always like a little bit that overhangs and gets bent in like the corner of it. And you're like, what the heck? Why isn't the border maker the right size for the paper? Well, the paper's a little larger. So if this little strip bothers you, you can trim it off, especially if you're using CM paper. I think most papers have that extra, or they have less. So luckily CM does the extra. And because I've had paper that ended up being less that wasn't CM, and I was like, what the heck? That's not 12 by 12. It's like a smidge smaller, and I'd slid it into something and it looked weird. But anyway, so just know that's normal. Okay, so our next step, we're on step 5 now, because the step 4 was the mat piece that they were talking about. So adhere in rows under the border strip. All right, look at that, we already did it. So we did step 5. Below the bottom row, adhere a distressed track border sticker. So we can do another border sticker there, or you can cut another piece of paper. I'm debating what I want to do there, because on the bottom as well, there's like another sticker track, it looks like. So borders and me, I don't know, I could punch out a border. I didn't really plan anything. I could do this guy. I like these colors as well, so I could pick a color and cut it out. I'd say that's about a 1/2 inch wide, this light blue, so I might do that because I like the light blue strip here. So I'm gonna do that, I believe. So that'll be okay. So the cool thing about these papers is you can use them for so many different things, and I'm gonna use it for this. Now the trimmer has these built-in guides on them. I said guides that will show you exactly where you're going to cut before you cut. So definitely utilize these here if you're doing something like this. All right, looks like we're good. I'm gonna go up and down a couple times. Cool. Oh, I should have done that part first. You always start with a narrow one first, and then, yeah, see, I broke my own rule there. Because it's still on your paper, then it won't shift as much. But now I gotta cut it like this. Oops. Broke my own rule. So now you're gonna have to hold it all awkwardly. Always cut the small strip off first. My bad. I could leave them both on there, I suppose, and overlap, but let's see. Holding it awkwardly in the middle now. That's okay. All right, that'll work. No problem. All right, we're gonna go ahead and stick this on now. And I don't know if I want to overlap, or I'm not sure. So I'm probably just gonna take my photo. It looks like it's gonna work out fine if I just butt it up against there. And then for my title, I know I'm gonna have to fully decide if I want yellow or I like the blue. It's supposed to be 4 inches square, but I could always break that rule. You're going to find me in sketches. We don't always stay on the sketch. I usually go, yeah, it could be a little smaller. It can be a little bigger. You know, and I'll adjust. And that's the beauty of sketches. You make it work for you, right? And I am going to matte this too, so maybe I'll even matte it. I don't know if that would work or not. I like these mattes because you could always matte on top, and I could cut this out. But maybe we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm just trying to think color-wise what I want to do here. Oh, I could use the black too. That would dual purpose here. Or I could use a red. Oops, got stuff flying all over here. So here's like a red mat I could use. I could always use the paper too. It's not a big deal, but I'm just showing, you know, you can use the red to, sorry, I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb for 1 second. Could use the red as well. I kind of like the red actually. I think I'll use the red here. So I'm gonna matte on red. I'll probably matte this on red as well. And I could always, like with photos, my photos are weird. They're not the full 4x6, so I get true digital photos from Walgreens. So I know I'm a blasphemer, I don't use CM. I do love CM prints, but I always don't plan ahead, so I have to go get them like right now, you know. Just trying to think. So you cut this photo down. Oh, it's actually supposed to be a full 4x6 photo that you put here. Mine is not. Mine's more of a 4x5 1/4. So I'll probably use paper to matte that. But I think I'm going to do this. So I just wanted to make sure that was going to work with that blue. So you can go ahead and adhere your strip, your border, whatever you chose. If you did a border sticker, go ahead and stick it on there. Again, these are about 1/2 inch wide, I would say, by 12, obviously. Okay, oops, oopsie daisy, kind of peeled that up. There we go. All right, we're getting there, guys. It's so exciting. Almost got a page done together. All right, so I think I am going to go ahead and use this mat to adhere, or to mat my mat on. Super funny. All right. Get my photo trimmer back. And this mat for your title, this Life on Wheels in the example, that's supposed to be 4x4. So, I'll just double check here. Sure, I thought I saw that somewhere. Oh yeah, it comes after the photo part. So I've jumped to step 8. I'm going to do the photo last. I'm switching them around. So step 8, cut the Life on Wheels variety mat to measure 4x4. Adhere to a piece of metal triangles paper that measures 4.5 by 4.5. So you're going to cut your title or whatever you're putting there. It could be another photo. You could put another photo there too, to 4x4, and then you're gonna mat it on 4.5 by 4.5. So let's see what we can do here. Looks like I'm gonna get a little bit of that heart in there too. So I might have to improvise a little bit here, unless I use the blue. I think that's gonna be too small as well, but it's so funny because some mats are bigger than others. Or like the titles aren't quite lined up like the Life on Wheels. I'm guessing the Life on Wheels title was one of those ones that was in the middle. Oh, the whole gang's kind of a fun one too. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll go that route. Because we have like the whole gang in the parade, which is super fun. I might just switch gears on y'all. If I'm doing yellow anyway, it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking this Life on Wheels was like this. And they just cut 4x4 around it. So, whereas I'm trying to cut an edge, and I don't think I have another happy big one. But I might use the whole gang, because that might actually work better here, because the parade had the whole gang, right? So I'm going to go that route. I'm pivoting. And for this, you're going to have to kind of eyeball a little bit. Like, I tend to hold my mat in the middle. Like, I know here's 4, and this will be the edge. So I'm like, all right, eyeball wise, does that look center? I might slide it. It's kind of hard to envision, right? So I'm just going to go for it. And if it's not fully center, it's okay. I could also, you know, actually use the grid lines and measure it out, but, and I don't know, this probably isn't 4. Oh, it is 4. It just doesn't look super square to me. All right, so that's the route I'm going. We changed gears there a little bit. All right, and I think I could matte on blue now because that title's blue. Or I could just find, you know, blue over here in my papers, make it easier on myself. this blue. That might have to go a whole other direction. I don't know if the red would be too much. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like the red there. Yeah, no yellow on yellow. That would not be good. Okay, so let's pivot. I'm gonna look through my papers here. I could also find another piece of cardstock that, you know, coordinates, which I might. You'll see what we come up with. I like to look through the papers I got too with the collection. Try to find a more tonal side. Oh, that one's nice. Just want something bluish, you know what I mean? Help those titles pop a little bit. No, I kind of like the fireworks, actually. Oh yeah, that's cute. I might go that route. All right. I'm using like a whole sheet for cutting again, which is fine. Like I said, I'm going to use it either way, so I'm going to cut 4.5 by 4.5 out of this. I could just use blue, probably. You know what? Sorry, I'm very indecisive right now. Let's find a blue. Just blue, that's what I need. Maybe that. I have a lot of weird paper to use up. And unfortunately, not all of it is CM paper, so my colors aren't all the same, which is a bummer. There's also baby blue I could use. Sorry, I'm just rifling through my cardstock over here. Hopefully your cardstock's a little more organized than mine is right now. I feel like I have stuff everywhere at the moment, and it's super annoying. It's one of those things, like, I organize so many things, and then I get to the cardstock, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. So, but in these instances, it probably would have been a good idea. So, let's see. Oh, here we go. These look like shimmer papers, maybe. I don't know if I want shimmer paper. Plus, that seems really light to me. That's might work. So many blues. Oh my goodness, it's crazy how many blues there are. This is why a lot of times I just go with the paper that came in with it, because I know it's gonna match. My goodness, y'all. It's crazy. Crazy how none of those match. You know, I might just go red on this one and just go totally different rather than try to match those colors. Hold on a second. I'm gonna see. What I got open here. Here's some CM. My apologies. Saw the top of my head there. Alright, that's so much better. Alright, that's the one I'm using right there. See, it helps when you use CM paper to try to coordinate with the CM collections because they match so much better. Because I have all this random extra paper to use, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. It's just stuff I've had from over the years, even some from back when I was in probably high school. And I started scrapping, people just gave me stuff, you know, which is super nice. But now it's all in my stuff, and I'm like, wait, what color is this? And so it's just hard to find what I need. So 4.5. And I know I didn't have to match this precise, but it felt right. So, all right. I feel better about that. And I'm gonna do my photo on red, I think. So that's good. Just that red polka dot. I'm not gonna go rifling through all my red. Red is even worse than blue, I feel, in terms of trying to match, because there's so many reds. It is ridiculous how many reds there are. Oh my goodness. And I know my photo's not the right size for a 4x6, so I'm not going to try to cut a mat, try to measure a mat out. I'm just going to stick it on here, and I call this the Ashley method, where I stick my photo on the paper, and then I cut it out of the paper. So, because I don't really want to figure out the measurements. Super funny. All right. All right, and then I look at it and see kind of where it's gonna cut. Good so far. Perfect. All right. I have this funny piece of paper now. Could still get a border out of that though. Maybe I won't. Let's see. All right, perfect. I like the whole gang, the whole title here better, I think. I like the happy, happy, happy because it had different colors on it, but I think this will be good. And see, I probably could have made that mat wider, but that's okay. Don't think I'm gonna be able to fit a border on the bottom here though, so I might just forego that bottom border, which is totally fine. Like I said, the sketch and the examples are all up to you. As long as you embrace the basic principle of, you know, what you're learning, and that, in this case, squares, obviously. You have squares on your page, you know, and they're in somewhat of a way of the example, you're good. I don't need every border. I don't need, you know, you could even like do 4x4 squares, or you could do 2 6x6, you know, it doesn't matter. So it's fine, whatever you want to do. I might punch out a border down here, but I'm going to probably do that. I did not plan very well. Let me do that off camera, although I still have like 20 minutes. I try to keep you guys within that hour because I don't want to keep you guys too long. But I mean, you could always get off if you need to. And come back and watch later. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just catching up on comments, you guys. Oh, goodness. You bet, what about black? Yeah, I could have done black. Yeah. Black would have been good, too. The 2 mats layered are cute. Yes, I like layering mats on mats, Vicky. That's so fun. Thank you, but the blue is cute, though. Thank you. I tend to panic when I get on live sometimes. I'm like, I didn't prepare. And so I'm like rifling through things and I forget to look at my comments, see what you guys are saying. Oh my goodness. It's hard because like I'm actually streaming from my tablet above me and I'm just looking at my computer. I'm also watching it live with you. And I'm like, oh, hey, I have comments. Oops. So let's see. I kind of like the boats because there's a boat here. So that's kind of funny, but I don't think that's quite on me. So maybe I'll get off camera and I will punch something out and I will share what I come up with you guys. And then I'll also put it in the comments of the challenge 1.2 or our second stop of Squareberg with all my embellishments. And actually, speaking of embellishments, I will do a few of those with you guys because they're so cute. So we have all of these cute ones. I showed you the border ones already with the monorail, but I do love these. They're so fun. I have some time, so I'll go ahead and embellish with you guys. Let's see. And these are so cute. I love the polka dots and all that. I'm going to turn the sheet over so I can set them on here. We have our instructions already. We know. This Mickey peace sign is super funny, but I don't really, there's no Mickey on here, so it could match John Holt's hand, I guess. Dreams come true. Making a splash, which we didn't do here. Fireworks. The balloons are cute, but they wouldn't quite fit here. Journal box. Can't miss this. Best vacation ever. Oh, look, a parade one. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to use that. More fun. Little drink cup. I think that's so fun. The mini thing. Little journal boxes. I like the stars, too. Those are cute. The little mini look here with this heart. Little airplane for your whole trip. I like the stickers too. I'm kind of keeping those at the forefront as well. Set these here for now. Tasty treats. Sore feet. Oh my goodness. Ain't that the truth? Yay. Waves of fun in case you go to a water park. This was wonderful, which I agree it was. There's lots of cute stuff here. That sounds like my husband and kid just got home. They're both off today, which is super funny to me because I'm like, it's Monday. How are we both off? So Lucy goes back to school tomorrow. So Scottville goes back a day later than everybody, which I'm kind of like, okay, it's fine. So I'm probably going to use some of these. I like the star on the stars too. My goodness, there's so many options here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this now that my family's home. It's going to get loud in here. And I will show you what I do. So thank you for joining me, you guys. It was lots of fun. Thanks for walking through this with me. But go ahead and remember to post your challenges, and I will see you soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day.